This film is presented in its original uncut version. It is rated TV MA LSD. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
I'm Nicole. I'm Juice.
I'm Rex. And
this is our channel. If you a dumb, weak, pussy, sensitive ass hoe, if you a weak ass bitch, get the fuck up and get the fuck out. Cause we don't have time for the bullshit. We the realest YouTubers out here in this world. Period. Ain't nobody doing it like us. Never had, never will. Real. Genuine. Funny. High. And I'm talking about all of those.
If we like you or not, we're gonna keep it blood, raw, honest.
We don't know what else to do. If you don't give a fuck, we don't give a fuck. If you don't like what we say, carry the fuck on.
Okay, that was interesting. Alright, let's get into it.
Plastic surgery
Ariana Grande plastic surgery. What's his name? Dr. Gary, let's go.
is that Ariana Grande may have had. At the end, I'm gonna summarize all the procedures and the approximate prices, and so you'll see that summary at the end of this talk. And also, please check out our new merch. We have hoodies that are all about body positivity. It's 130, so Ariana is 16 at this point. And what I want to highlight here, 2009. So please check it out. That's in the description below, of course. So 2009. So Ariana is 16 at this point. And what I want to highlight here are her sort of beautiful features of youth, right? And then we'll see how things may have changed over time. Obviously, this was before any kind of surgery. I just want to point out a few things here. So one is that if you look at her eyebrows, the tail of the brow and the head of the brow, so the lateral aspect and the medial aspect, are on the same horizontal plane. And that's a very youthful thing, and that's something that we look for when deciding whether or not to do a surgery. The lateral canthus of the eye, which is the outer corner of the eye, lives slightly higher than the medial corner of the eye. Not much higher, but slightly higher. It's another youthful feature. And actually, there's a functional aspect to it, which is that when tears are made in the eye, you want them to flow towards the nose. And so that's partly the reason for that cant of the eye that we have in youth. If you look at her nose, she has a very natural shape to it. There's a slight bulbosity to the nose tip, but it's a very soft, natural nose. There's a heart-shaped aspect to her face. The lips have very natural proportions, where the lower lip is actually larger than the upper lip, which these days, that aesthetic principle has kind of been distorted a little bit, but in classic beauty and just the way that most of us are born, that is a very natural feature of the bottom lip being slightly bigger than the top lip. Again, it's different across different individuals, genders, ethnicities, but at least for her, that's a very natural look. Also look at the contour.
The next picture, cause you was ranking on motherfucking what's that girl name? Lil' Kim. Not ranking. It was already in 2020 when
Just keep in mind that contour compared to what we see a little bit later. So 2010, age 17, looks about the same. Not much has changed. 2011, age 18, again, fairly unchanged, has some different kind of makeup on, whatever, but a very normal 18-year-old girl without any plastic surgery that I can see. 2012, age 19, again, doesn't look like she's had any work done. 2013, at the age of 20, I'm starting to see some changes. I think that she's had her first rhinoplasty at this point. If you look at Ariana's nose here, the bridge is narrower, the tip is less bulbous, the tip is slightly raised, and there's a bit more nostril exposure, which is another giveaway for a rhinoplasty. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing, it just means that that's oftentimes what happens when you adjust the tip cartilages. You get a little bit more nostril exposure, and so that's what we're seeing here. Guys, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. We have lots in store, and this is just the beginning. We're doing a lot of these celebrity videos because you guys are asking for them, so turn on your notifications, like the video. Let's let's keep going. 2014, age 21. The angle of the mandible, which is this area here, it's called the gonial angle. It appears more defined to my eye, so possibly this is the result of filler, or maybe even at this point an implant into that area. And a lot of people online will talk about a chin implant that she may have had, even though she already has a prominent chin, but just to kind of equalize the sides here, the wings of the chin. I think possibly there's been an extended implant that has also improved the gonial angle. Also, at this young age, 21, I'm seeing signs of a brow lift, most likely performed endoscopically. It's inside the hairline. One of the giveaways here is the positioning of the eyebrow. The left one looks like it was lifted more than the right? So there's this asymmetry, the left higher than the right, and you'll see that play out for a number of years until some of the more recent photos that we have of, I think, just within the last year, where she likely got that corrected, as you'll see. Keep watching. 2015, age 22. It looks to me like Ariana may have had a cantoplasty, because the tilt of her lateral canthus is even more elevated, despite the makeup that she has, but it's even more elevated than what I was seeing prior. And that's kind of turned her eye shape into something a little bit more almond shaped that some people like. So that looks to me like it was likely done at around that time. 2016, age 23. It looks to me like the lips have been filled with some filler, likely a hyaluronic acid based filler. Now the upper to lower lip proportions are closer to a 1-to-1 ratio, and it looks like she's had some cheek filler as well. Age 24, I'm seeing a pretty stable image, not too much has changed. 2018, age 25, also about a stable type of image. 2019, age 26, Ariana, I think, has gotten even more lip filler. So now there's probably some of the filler from before, and she's added to that with an additional syringe or more of HA filler. So you're seeing that here. You know, I was wondering about that tooth show that I'm seeing, and maybe if she had had a lip lift. I looked back at some of her original photos when she was younger, and when she opened up her mouth on a pose that we call repose, actually like this, I could also see tooth show, and the shape of her teeth, especially those central incisors, I think is pretty stable from when she was younger. So I do not think that she's had a lip lift, by the way, in case you were wondering. 2020, age 27. I think you can really see the outline because she's so thin, right? So you can really see the outline of that jawline implant. And I think it's an extended type of implant that's not just augmenting the sides of the chin, but also stretching on to this angle as well. That's what I'm seeing, at least in these pictures. It's a very, very clean jawline, but it looks to me like there's some surgical work that's been done there. Now in 2021, at the age of 28, this is just this year, I think that she's had a revision rhinoplasty. So the tip of the nose looks even more refined than it did after her first rhinoplasty. And now there's an even more obvious, what we call a supra-tip break. And that's that area right over the tip of the nose. And we have a whole rhinoplasty modeling video that talks about that in more detail. Make sure to check that one out. So the supra-tip break, right, then goes into the bridge. And it looks like that division has been more refined with this second rhinoplasty surgery. It looks like she likely had a revision brow lift, because now the brow height is a lot more symmetrical, and she may have combined this brow lift with a ponytail facelift. It's possible, because if you look at the nasolabial folds, they look more effaced, and some you can do that with filler, but it starts to take on a unnatural type of appearance over time, especially if you're doing large quantities of nasolabial fold filler. So I think just based on the tightness of her face and the way that it looks stretched back, and again the shape of the eye and the brow repositioning, I think she may have had a ponytail facelift, which is a very young age to get something like that. So again, I could be wrong, but that's just an educated guess. We don't know for sure, of course. So I wanted to then kind of give
normal white girl.
But it's like, I mean, the nose is normal. This is like, okay, that's nothing. This is nothing. You know what I'm saying? But this, what, that jaw shit?
Crimson chin.
But it is what it is. When you got the money to do it, do it. Yeah, and it's like
Let's get to the prices.
I love fucking Ariana Grande, but who's giving that?
Oh.
I'm dead. Every time she look for real.
I'm dead.
I like girl. You see? I can't stand that bitch.
Now, back to Ariana Grande. A summary now of all the different surgeries that I think she may have had up to this point, right? She's only 28. And I'm going to give you prices here. Rough estimates. Rhinoplasty, about $10,000 to $20,000. This is the range. Revision rhinoplasty, $15,000 to $40,000. Jaw, cheek, lip filler with some maintenance, right? Figure $10,000 a year for over the course of about 7 years. Jaw implant, if she had that, $10,000 to $20,000. Brow lift, $10,000 to $20,000. Brow lift revision, $15,000 to $30,000. Canthoplasty, $10,000 to $15,000. Ponytail endoscopic facelift, $30,000 to $80,000. If you add that all up, at the higher end of those ranges, you're looking at about $295,000. $295,000 to look as exceptional as Ariana Grande. It's not for most people. So keep that in mind when you're seeing your celebrities, especially when they're repeatedly denying having had surgeries. Not only are some of them having surgeries, and sometimes...
Okay. He more legit than Lori because he is actually certified.
Yeah, she's just a dentist.
That's what she is?
Mm-hmm.
A dentist?
Mm-hmm.
Girl! Pull this damn right ass tooth out my motherfucking head and leave that other shit up the motherfucking Girl! Okay, root canal me, please. What the fuck? And let's get that shit going. And you probably an assistant.
Ooh.
I can't with y'all. But, no matter what you do, get money, hoe. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you, this man,
But yeah, I like him.
he legit.
I'm high as fuck.
Bona fide, certified.
But
You other hoes is pathetic. Okay?
Alright.
Alright.
Well, y'all,
Yep.
that's it.
300 grand.
Take all that mad shit to Dr. Gary.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
300 grand to round it up.
Mm-hmm. Bald head.
Let's make it 4. Let's for the tax, dude.
Dr. Gary, you
So
look like you had a...
it goes to 400,000.
For what?
Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
She said with the tax
A half a grand.
and
I was about a half a grand.
and the massages and stuff.
Like I say, he ain't
Oh,
doing the body part.
what you say? The face was the jaw massage.
I'm dead.
Well, okay, y'all.
The vocal box done.
Oh yeah, at least he ain't fuck with a throat. You know what I mean? It's just like shit. So keep vocals, Ari.